Right guys, so ngayon, I will be explaining on how to prepare or to balance this post-closing trial balance from uh, Pink Lane Company as of December 31. So the requirement says that the post-closing trial balance of Pink Lane Company as of December 31, prepare statement financial position, account form. So we already discussed what will be the difference of an account form and a report form. For when we say account form, so it is from left to right. For when we say report form, so from top to bottom. So kailangan muna natin gawin today is to prepare yung heading. So, place natin siguro banda dito. There. Then, of course, we will be changing this post-closing trial balances into statement, statement of financial position. Then, the date is ay, as of December 31. And of course, going back then to our accounts, do not be confused with these different accounts. They are using statement accounts for this for the different or independent accounts. So you will be familiar with this account title numbers when you are or you will be facing yung mga applications that we can see sa accounting. So they will be doing such accounts para hindi tayo mahirapan sa pag-itemize. So now, we'll be identifying first what will be our assets, liabilities, and equity for us to easily compute for our assets and liabilities para mas madali rin po tayong mag-balanse ng ating balance sheet. So first, we need to identify what would be our asset. So first, 'di ba? ah, is cash in bank an asset? Of course. Petty cash fund? Of course. Accounts receivable? Yes. Allowance for bad debt? Yes. Pero later on, i-itemize pa natin sila. Roads receivable, merchandise inventory, prepaid expense, furnitures and fixtures, plus its accumulated depreciation, its transportation equipment, accumulated depreciation, accounts payable trade, well, of course, accounts payable will be a liability. So, hanggang dito lang muna siya. So, we'll highlight them as yellow for our assets. Let's check if there are still assets here. Pero most likely, kapag nakaganyan na sila, wala na. So, accounts payable, no. Notes payable as well is a liability. So, SSS, PhilHealth, and HDMF payable will be liabilities as well. Withholding taxes payable will be liabilities, and accrued expense payable will be also a liability. Well, of course, Pink Ramos capital will be owner's equity. So we'll be highlighting, let's use blue. And then for Pinky Ramos capital, let's use green. Alright. So sabi natin kanina, we also saw this allowance for bad debts that is credited plus accumulated depreciation for furnitures and fixtures plus accumulated depreciation for transportation equipment. Well, of course, kapag ganito po, they are contra assets. So we'll be highlighting or coloring them red for we will be deducting them later. So let's highlight them. And of course, now that you already identified our cash or our assets, liabilities, and equity, this will be our time to prepare naman our balance sheet or the statement of financial position. Well, if you would like to separate by your assets, liabilities, and equity, that will be no problem. So first, we'll be writing our assets. So assets, after our assets, our or current assets. Diretso na. Current assets. So our current asset would be number one, cash in bank, petty cash fund, allowance for, yan. Lagay na natin sila lahat. Marketable prepaid expenses. So these are all our current assets. Mabilis na lang guys because we already have yung mga items natin na naka-separate na. So, we need just to remove yung fill. And nakita natin na allowance for or accounts receivable would have its allowance for bad debts. But first, let's transfer first si cash in bank. Of course, just like what I've already said nung last meeting natin, nalagyan na natin agad siya ng letter P after the value. So we will be pasting first yung amount and then lagay natin yung P dito. And then write lang natin siya. And pindutin nyo lang po itong uh, sa margin or pag place ng ating mga paragraphs or i-right side natin siya. Then of course, we will be also copying yung petty cash funds for 10,000 and accounts receivables for 659,340. So, lagay natin sila dito. But then again, meron po pala tayong allowance for bad debts na kailangang ibawas. So, anong kailangan natin gawin? I-copy lang po natin yung dalawa and then insert. Tapos, mag-move sila, di ba? So, medyo lumayo. Huwag po kayong maglala dahil pwede rin naman natin siya i-move ng ganito. Then, lakihan lang natin. Yan. Usog lang natin siya ng konti dito. Tapos, etong uh, letter P, copy natin ulit dito sa ating accounts receivable. Then, remove lang natin ito dito. Then, tapos nakikita niya, parang number sign na naman. Double tap nyo lang po itong sa line niya para mag-move din siya. Susog lang natin ito para kita. So, our accounts receivable is 159,340. So, we'll be also copying yung 15,000 ng ating, ayan, ang allowance for bad debts or 15,000. So, copy here, and then paste natin sa baba niya. Then, mag-underline lang po tayo ng ating cell. So, that is 659,340 minus 15,000. So, that will be equals 659,340 minus our allowance for bad debts. So that will be 644,340. And then, copy ulit natin si notes receivable for 132,200. Then, merchandise inventory and prepaid expense. Copy na natin silang dalawa para mas mabilis tayo. So, lalagay natin ulit sila dito. So, those will be our current assets. So, lalagay natin total current assets. So, ang gagawin natin is underline this by clicking this underline or the bottom border ng ating cell. And then, of course, gagawin natin is equal sum to get the summary of our current assets from cash in bank hanggang sa prepaid expense hanggang si prepaid expense ay hanggang 12. So that will be 1 million. Yan Q12 siya. Makikita nyo pa yung letter dito Q at saka 12. That will be 1,687,200. And hindi po natatapos yan because we have furnitures and fixtures and transportation equipment. So this will be our non-current 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 assets. Oops. And assets for the first entry. It will be our furnitures and fixtures tapos dagay na natin silang lahat. Sige, kapit na natin silang lahat para mabilis po yung trabaho and then we'll just remove yung fill at saka yung color gawin lang natin black. So of course, our total for furniture and fixture would be 900,000. So ilagay lang natin furniture and fixture 900,000. And then accumulated depreciation is 45,000. So lagay natin dito. And then yung bottom line border. And then equals 900,000 minus 45,000 will be 855,000. Then we'll also copy the transportation equipment for 1,400,000. Ayan, pag nakikita niyo ulit na nagba-bar sign or parang hashtag or number sign, move lang natin. That's 1,400,000. And then we also have 140,000 for the accumulated depreciation of transportation equipment. Ganyan lang natin siya. And then underline. So equals 1,400,000 minus our accumulated depreciation of 140,000. That's 1,260,000 pesos. So you'll have the total equals sum and then 855 plus yung ating 1,260,000. So that will be 2,115,000. So this will be our total non-current assets. Eh, right. So tanggalin natin to para dire-diretsong one word. Yan. Some are using hyphen, some are not. Pero either way, pwede naman po natin gamitin yan. So of course, our total assets will be, of course, pag-add lang natin, equals, yan. Para hindi po kayo malito, dahil last na to, yan, i-one underline nyo siya dito, tsaka one underline nyo dito. So that means, yun yung pag-add natin dalawa. So that will be equals 1,687,000 plus 215,000. That's 3,802,000. And of course, don't forget yung letter P or the peso sign. And then, yung double rule. So, since I am using Excel, pwede pa siyang double rule. But if you'll be using Google Sheet, hindi ko pa nakikita yung feature niya na double rule. So, that will be 3,802,000. Dito naman sa kabila, of course, we'll be now writing our liabilities and equity. Liabilities. Liabilities and equity. So our current liabilities. So check natin ulit what would be our current liabilities. So those will be, ayan, yung mga naka-blue. So we'll identify if they are all liabilities for current. So accounts payable trade, this is a current liability. Sabi niya, note payable non-current. So this is automatic, a non-current liability. And then, of course, we have SSS PhilHealth and HDMF payable. This will be current liability, a withholding tax that will be payable within the year. That will be a current liability as well. Same as true with our accrued expense payable. So lahat maliban kay non-current liability na note payable. So first, tagay natin si accounts payable trade and then we'll be moving this one for the peso sign. Ayan. And then, i-align lang natin siya ng right. After which, copy natin yung value ni account payable trade. So, 960,000. Balik tayo dito. 960,000 and we'll know the drill how to fix that. And then, note payable, mamaya, babalikan natin siya. Then, SSS, withholding and accrued expense will be also for the current liabilities. Lagay din natin sila. And then, of course, nakita natin na naka-blue pa sila na highlight. So, i-remove lang po natin yon. And then, balikan natin yung value nila. Itong tatlong to, so it corresponds to 400,000 to 4 million, I mean. By 4,000, 2,600, and 1,300. So, copy lang natin sila. Then, lagay natin dito. Then, don't forget yung underline. And then, so that will be a summary of our current liabilities. So, Kailangan nyo hanggang 1, 2, 3, 4. X7 to X10. Alright. So this will be our total current liabilities. Then, next will be our notes payable. So pag ganito, kahit hindi na natin lagay yung heading niya, lagay na lang natin agad yung note payable, non-current, and then 234,000. And then, lagay natin sa, yun na yung ating non-current liability. Tanggalin lang natin yung highlight. And then, this or kung gusto niya, siya, lagyan natin non-current liabilities. Liability. And then, gawin natin liabilities. Then, of course, underline lang natin siya because that will be already the non-current liabilities. And of course, this will be our total liabilities. Our total liabilities will be the summary of 968,200 plus, wait lang, mali yung ano, that will be equals, tapos 968,200 plus 234,000. So, 1,202,200. So, nagkukulangan pa tayo ng halos 2,600,000. So, check natin. Ito, parang tatama tayo since our capital for Pinky Capital will be, lagay natin dito. Pinky Ramos Capital, tanggalin natin yung kanyang highlight. Then, we'll copy the value that is 2,600,000 and then we'll post it here. Ayan, lagay natin yung peso sign and then underline din natin ito. So, i-post natin dito para align lang natin. Total liabilities and equity. Our total liabilities, or tanggalin mo lang natin muna yung P dahil dito tayo maglalagay. So, our total liabilities would be 1,200,000 plus, okay, burahin mo natin to, lagay natin para mas, mas mahaba. Total equity. So, that will also be 2,600,000. 600. Ayan. Lagyan natin. Kapag ganyan, nakikita nyo dito 2,600 pa rin. Lagyan natin ng kama. Ayan. So, i-summarize lang natin or sum lang natin. That will be 1,200,000 plus yung 2,600,000 na total equity. Total liabilities and equity natin. That is also 3,802,000. Of course, don't forget to double rule. Yan. Tapos, i-bold natin siya. Yan. Para matapos yung ating problem. So, this is the report form of the Pink Lane Company Statement of Financial Position as of December 31, 2021 or 2021. Yun nga, 2021. As of this date. So that will be 3,802,000 for its total asset and liabilities. Ayan, kitang-kita niyo po siya para mas lumaki ng konti. Ayan. So this will be it. So I hope you got the same answer as we compute this one. And if you still have some questions in mind because of our problem, feel free to ask me. So thank you very much for watching and have a nice day. Bye.